我现在看到很多心理学家呢，就不从这个意识的层面来进行研究，而是从神经系统。神经系统跟意识有没有关系呢？确实有很大的关系。
I see that lots of psychologists are trying to understand consciousness, trying to understand mind, but not really from the aspect of consciousness, but from the aspect of neuroscience.
而且所有的这些神经线呢，就是跟我们的脑神经就是有直接的关系，就是所以现在这个神经元当中呢，就是上多少个亿的，就是很多的这种这个神经的这种就是网啊，就是神经网，就是一直我们每一个人的这种头脑当中有，所以现在对脑部研究的美国也好。中国也好，好多包括欧洲的话，很多科学界人士呢，就是非常重视，就是然后各个国家的政府呢，也是大量的一些投资一些很多的钱来就是研究。
And right now, there's so many studies on how neuroscience is related to psychology, how the neurons work within our brain, the billions of neurons in our brain, how that could create different emotions, and so on. So lots of those studies are done in the United States as well as Europe, and they are put into great emphasis. The government and officials, the government invest lots of money into such studies.
也许可能今天，佛教跟心理学太专业了，但不管怎么样，我还是就把我所想的要讲下去。
Maybe what I'm going to talk about is a little too professional into this field, but I'm going to continue.
因为我们这个佛教思想跟心理学要结合的话，可能只有深层次的来讲，就否则的话呢，都没办法就说。
Because if we want to really discuss this topic about Buddhism and psychology, we really have to talk about it in depth. Otherwise, we cannot discover.
因此，我刚才说我们的这个身体的这个神经系统跟我们的意识有没有关系呢？有间接的关系。包括我们现在科学界所发现的疫苗当中呢，有1100万的这种自界的信息，就外面就是得到这么多的这个神经系统当中的各种各样的信息，但真正人们去使用它的时候它是以选择性的，可能40%左右的呢，它能用得上。那么这个道理呢，实际上佛教当中非常明显的有这个说明的。
Well, is the study of neurosystem useful? Obviously, it is. It is very closely connected to the study of consciousness in Buddhism. The scientist states that every second we receive 11 million bits of information from external world. However, people could only process about 40% of them. That is very detailedly discussed and stated in Buddhism.
佛教当中，讲我们这个眼耳鼻舌身，就是身体，叫做是五种根识，这些根识所得到的呢，实际上是它没有分别的，只不过是对方的所有的信息呢，他们收集而已，他们没有选择权。
In Buddhism, we talk about the 5 faculty consciousness. The 5 faculty consciousness, including eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, and body consciousness. In these 5 consciousnesses, there's no discernment, so you don't really differentiate through those consciousness.
只有我们的意识呢有选择权，但是意识呢可以分一个无分别的意识状态和分别的意识状态。无分别的意识状态没办法选择，只有分别的意识状态才能选择刚才所有的信息当中对自己有用的东西。
And the consciousness that could discern is called mind consciousness. And in this mind consciousness, it has 2 layers, actually, or 2 consciousness included in this. One is the consciousness that could discern and the other one that couldn't. So one is discriminating consciousness and the other one is undiscriminating consciousness.
因此，我们佛教的隐敏学当中讲，比如说一个人在花园里面听这个音乐，然后嘴里添着这个吃着汤，眼睛看到美丽的这种花园，身上呢就是借助这什么这个凉风啊，然后在鼻前呢就是能闻到发的这个芬芳的香味啊。在这个过程当中呢，他可以接受外面5根当中所得来的这些信息，但是真的要判断的时候呢，他的选择权是只有一个，要么我当时想到好看的东西，这是很好看，那个时候呢，不可能你对同一个时间当中好听的声音也是这是好动听呢，不可能有2个，也许我们可能没有观察，如果观察的话，就是现在的心理学家说的是不谋而合。
In fact, in Buddhist logic, there's this description or a little metaphor that describes this phenomena. For example, if you're sitting in this beautiful garden, you listen to music, and you have a sweet candy in your mouth, you're looking at beautiful flowers, you're smelling the fragrance of flowers, and you feel this light breeze comes onto your body, you feel this sense of touch from the wind. At that time, our body, our 5 consciousness, are capable of receiving all these informations at once, except that we can only discern and focus on one consciousness. We can only focus on how beautiful it is or how wonderful it smells. So we can only really focus on one thing at a time. We can only have one conceptual thought at a time. Maybe you've never really looked into yourself or looked at your thought before, but when you really do look and try to see how your thought would occur, that's exactly what happens. And this is also stated in the modern psychology. So that's very similar.
那么，刚才眼耳鼻舌身就5种根识所带来的这些信息呢，可以它有很多的信息，但是它没办法分析，就没有办法分析的话呢，他也没办法判断，就这是快乐的，这是痛苦的。比如说我眼睛看到的好看的，后来呢，就是通过意识来跟他筛选，意识来筛选之后呢，他才认为是好看不好看，然后对他带来幸福和痛苦。
The 5 faculty consciousness that we talked earlier could bring lots of information into our mind. But at that time, the 5 consciousness are not really discerning anything. They're not analyzing anything. At that time, all the information came at once. There is no good, no bad, no preference whatsoever. But that information is sent to the 6th consciousness or the mind consciousness. That's when we make discernment of what is good and what is bad.
因此，我们的幸福也好，或者说价值观的话呢，对我们的主要的自己的心呢，有非常，就是自己的心就非常的，怎么讲，就是非常的关键，就是快乐、幸福或者执着好坏的话，虽然对外境有一些关系，但是更重要的是跟自己的内心就是有主观的作用。
Therefore, our happiness, our value system is really based or really up to us. How we feel inside and how we would value other things, how we feel happy or not. It is based on our own mind.
如果我们仅仅是一个生理学或者说是神经学来，通过实验而得到的话呢，那么跟自己的内在的主观的幸福呢，又不一定就是分析得非常透彻。
But the analysis through biology and neuroscience, all the experiments they've done, I think they probably won't come to that conclusion.